Jeremy, do you want to start?
Sure.
Sky Sports News.
Happy New Year to you. How was it?
Happy New Year to all of you. Stormy on Wednesday, stormy and rainy, but I had a nice New Year's Eve and first time celebrating into New Year here in London, and it was quite nice.
Great stuff. So Chelsea next. Are there any new illness or injury issues for this match?
Yeah, Will Hughes is not available. He injured in the Southampton game. I mentioned it afterwards. He had to be stitched on the top of his foot, and it's just too swollen and too painful, so he can't wear a boot right now. So he's not available, and Trevor Chalobah is not allowed to play because he's a loan player from Chelsea. So that means those two players have to be replaced, and Marc Guehi is back, and that's the positive thing. And in midfield, so also Adam Wharton isn't still available, and I don't know how long it will take. It looks like it takes longer and longer, and that means it's clear that Jack de Correa will start on this next to Jeff Lemmer.
Yeah, Chalobah obviously can't play, as you say, against his parent club. He's been really good, hasn't he? Is this a deal which you'd like to make permanent, or is it too early to talk about that yet?
Then, like always, and now it's January, and just to mention it, at the beginning, it's always a deal happens if three parties are happy with it. So, two clubs and the player, and if this happens, that all parties want to have a deal and agree to a deal will happen, and if not, it won't happen. And it's the same with Trevor. He's doing really well for us, and he's I think we were very, very consistent in our defending line, and with Dean Henderson as goalkeeper as well. And Trevor also scored now 3 goals. What we always say, like, this is extra for a defender, and so he has 3. Lacroix has 1. Marc Guehi has 2. So this is very important for us. The 3 centre halves have 6 goals. And if you take Dani Munoz, then we have 8 from our back 5, and this is 40% of our goals we scored, and it's important that we have also defenders who can score goals.
You mentioned Will Hughes. He's one of your players whose contract is up at the end of this season. Is there any news on a new deal for him, and do you think he'll sign one?
I don't want to talk about details, but I'm very confident and convinced that we will play at least next year for Crystal Palace.
He's some player, isn't he? He's some player, isn't he?
He's
some player. He's a great player.
Yeah, absolutely. He developed a fantastic, and he also not just how he plays. He completely understands how we want to play, and so but also his leadership. But it was no coincidence that he was the captain in the last game, because he deserved it, because he's speaking in the dressing room, he's speaking on the pitch, and this is what helps the team. And so again, I'm quite sure that will be with us next season.
The transfer window is open, Oliver. What do Palace need to do? Do you need a new left wing back? Because you're being linked.
I don't talk about details, but it's clear, and we have a commitment that we want to sign 2 players, 2 different positions. Profiles are clear, players are fixed. So now it's just we have to get the deals done, and this is the job of the club, and I know they are hard working for it. And of course, I hope that we get them better yesterday than tomorrow. But I also know that we are not the only ones who decided, but we have a clear commitment that we will sign 2 new players.
You're being linked with Malik Diouf, Slavia Prague, left wing back. Anything you can say about that?
Oh, if you ask me now about all the players we are linked and all the players who are leaving, and then if you have time until 3 or 4, we can start. But I think you all want to enjoy the sun, because tomorrow it will rain again. So let's don't talk about individual names. If we sign a player, be sure you will be one of the first to know it.
Just one more on the window. Marc Guehi, obviously, in the last window was a massive talking point. Other clubs, Newcastle wanted him. This window, again, he's being linked with other clubs. Do you think Marc Guehi is staying with Palace this window?
I think so. No player from our squad came to me right now and said, I want to leave. No one who plays all the games, all the minutes like Marc, and no one from the players who didn't play so many minutes came to me. because this is the most relevant part, what the player tells me. And if one is coming and says, I want to leave, and both clubs find an agreement, I think it will happen. But as long as the player doesn't come, and Marc didn't come, and so I'm not concerned that Marc will leave. But again, 31st of January, a long time. I know I have to answer this question several times, and you will hear the same answer again.
I won't ask you anymore.
Yeah.
It's Chelsea next. Obviously, good draw with them earlier in the season. They're starting to falter. Is this a good time to beat them, do you think?
I think Chelsea is a great squad, fantastic manager, clear structure how they play, and know how difficult it is to implement your way of playing, your style of playing so quickly, and you did it fantastic. And it's a quite young squad. Yeah? They have many young players with high potential, with high quality, high talent, a lot of pace, and yes, but I watched the game at Ipswich, so they had a disallowed goal, very tough offside decision. They had 3-4 chances to get the equalizer, and then they got punished with one transition. So this game, I think, if they scored the equalizer, they had good chances to win the game. And this is all the games are in a similar pattern, yeah, because their way they're playing in a 3-2-5, 3-1-6 structure. Yeah, this gives them a lot of possibilities in their attack, also with the players they have. And the wingers inverted, great dribblers, Jackson, Nkunku, Palmer, Joao Felix, all fantastic players in the pocket, finding space with Fernandes, Caicedo from midfield, great passes. But also, when you have 6 players, sometimes 7 players in attack, this gives you also chances for transition, and this is how they lost the game at Ipswich with 2 transitions. Yeah, they conceded the goals against Fulham with transitions, but on the other side they're always dangerous to score goals. They always create chances in any single game. So this will be the challenge to control their attacking players, their quality, and on the other side to use the space, to take the mistakes they make. And score goals from it.
Yeah, and maybe another goal for Eberechi Eze after that fantastic goal against Southampton. What's that done for his morale? He
was sick, so he was sick at the beginning of the week, but he's now fine. And yeah, we all hope that this gives him confidence in scoring, because I think he's not really happy with 2 goals in half of the season, or we as well. And so we hope that gives him confidence. And to score goals, and of course we need him scoring goals. We need him for assisting all the others, and so yeah, it was a good game winner against Southampton.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hi. You just touched on Chelsea's strengths and their tactical abilities, but how do you prepare for a manager like Enzo Maresca? Even though they've struggled against low blocks, mid blocks, transitions, he seems to be very tactically flexible in game. Does that change the way you sort of want to surprise them on the pitch this weekend?
No, I don't think that they can surprise us. So I don't think that it's flexible. Yes, they go from a 3-2-5 to a 3-1-6 sometimes, and this is what they did against us in second half. They go more to a 4-1-5. Yeah, and then if Cucurella plays in the pocket, or sometimes he goes wide to create a 2v1 on the wing. So this is what they're always doing. The same. They have the opportunities with their players, because Malo Gusto can play in the pocket as well, and he can play as a fullback and support Neto or Madueke on the wing. So it's nothing. I think they can't surprise us. I think they don't want to surprise us, because they also believe in their strengths. Yeah, because this is, I think, two rounds before they were second in the league, and they were asked about challenging the Premier League title. I think Enzo Maresca always stayed humble and kept this down. But again, it's a clear structure, a lot of possession, short passes, also having traps that you giving them the pocket, and then finding these players like Cole Palmer, like Joao Felix, and then they are so good in with the first touch to turn and make pressure on the defense and finding the right moment for the pass and then creating chances and and scoring goals. So it's really, I like to watch them. But I think we did it, especially in the second half at Chelsea, we did it very well. I think we had a good answer. I believe, or I'm convinced that we are in a better physical shape now than we were at the beginning of the season. We are, we should be tactically better, but we have to show it tomorrow.
And you touched on Trevor Chalobah, obviously 3 league goals this season, which is fantastic. He seems really settled, but specifically he spoke about how supportive he was and how much he communicated when he came in, when he was injured and not playing, and he thinks that's why he's playing so well now. How important is it for you, that emotional intelligence side of management, especially when players aren't able to play?
This is what we always trying. So when we have meetings, and then the injured players, they always have to work alone in the gym with the rehab, and they are not really close to the team. And this is a moment where we can have them in the team, and it's all about them. They can't train on the pitch tactically, but then we have to train in the meeting room tactically, by watching videos, and we did it. We always want them being in the team meetings. We do individual meetings with them, just to use the time they have when they can't train on the pitch. And this is what we're doing with every player. So also França, who was out for 8 months, he's started training with us this week, so very positive. But also, if you don't hear 8 months, how we want to play tactically, what we demand, especially from the players in his position. He starts with no, and now he starts with the tactical understanding, and now it's a transformation on the pitch, and this just makes it easier. But I think this is again, is also as part of rehab. It's not just getting the knee fit or the groin fit. It's also getting the mind of the players fit, and this is a huge part of rehab.
And lastly, it's a big London derby. The fans love coming out. It always seems to be a very entertaining match. A lot of draws, actually, between both teams. What's your message to the supporters ahead of the match?
Please support us again, like you always do it, regardless if we play at Selhurst or in a away game. And we will do everything. I can promise we will do everything to win this game, to end the season with 3 points, and to start not end the year with 3 points and start the new year with 3 points as well. So this is what we can promise, and I just wish the same support like always. Thank you.
Thank you. Rachel from PA.
Just one for me. New England manager starting his new job this week, visiting Tottenham, I believe, first off. Eze is a player that doesn't lack internal motivation. Obviously, we spoke about that after he scored. He said he always believed in himself. But when you know you have that new boss watching, does that give any of those guys circling that England squad a little bit extra motivation to really kind of kick on these next couple of months?
I don't know. We didn't talk about the English national team. I think it's important for any player to perform for his team. And if you perform well for your team, you will be called up for the national team. So this is the way. It's never, it's not I play for England when you play for Crystal Palace. You play for Palace, and if you perform well, you get called up for England. And regardless if it's who is the manager, this we could see. And I think there were several managers in the last years. Was Southgate, then was Carlisle, I think, the interims manager. And everyone picks the players who are in the best shape, and therefore you have to perform in your club, and this is what every player has to do, and then they will be called up. Of course, we're always happy when there are many players from us called up, and let's see what this Thomas Tuchel will do. So I don't know.
Fair enough. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.